Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mark Pires, Renaissance Man.
Okay, people, gather round. The Mark Pires Renaissance Man show. Is he still alive? Wait, hold on, I'm not done. Trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2. Is he still alive?
He is Dr. Evil.
Why is he still alive, and why did you answer when I was asking number 2? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2!
A plan is in the works, Dr. Evil.
This is wonderful news, number 2. Over 1,000
and
days in a
gentlemen,
row, we've managed to keep the world from knowing he exists.
Dr. Evil, he's still going and doesn't care.
Well, we need to find another way to stop the show. He's making me look bad, you know? Yeah, no. Perhaps we can make him look like racist or something?
That may work, Dr. Evil.
Perhaps we can get the media to cancel him?
This is your best idea yet, Dr. Evil.
Okay, number 2. Get me Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. Dr. Fauci is on the evil monitor.
Thank you, number 2. Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil, it's Dr. Fauci.
Well, Dr. Fauci. It looks like the gig is up. The Renaissance Man show knows all about you.
Yeah, they created a character after me. We gotta squash him like the friggin' mouse that he is. He calls me a weasel, Fauci. I'm not a weasel, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm Dr. Fauci, okay? Don't call me Dr. Weasel Fauci, okay? Because that's anecdotal.
Anecdotal Fauci. That's what they're always making fun of you about. That you're always anecdotal.
No, I know. It's like I said, that everything's anecdotal.
Excellent. Dr. Fauci, initiate the final plan.
They never even asked you. Welcome, family and friends, to the Mark Pires Renaissance Man Show. We are live every single day of the year for unscripted live comedy, songwriting in the moment, and total inspiration. So join us on a tour of some of the accomplishments and content created in the first 1,000 days and counting of Renaissance Man. So far in 2021, 12 albums and 156 songs have been released into the world. But we're not even close to done yet, fam. My plan is to put an album out every month for the rest of my days, as well as show up for you every single night. I've created 3 feature films this year: Batmark vs. Supermark, Three's Company the Breakup Artist, and A Christmas Story. Within these comedies, many original characters have surfaced. You know, we have Batmark, Dick Facce, which he doesn't look like this really, but that's Facce. And then, of course, Supermark, who's pretty freaking super if you ask me. Just saying. Hammerlin Jamison's a bit of a drunkard, and he tried to get the role of Supermark. It didn't go well. He does all right at a side gig of, newscaster situation. But you can see in that top photo, he's not doing too well these days. Anyway. Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive, 8'9", Guinness, and he's also in the Batmark and Supermark movie. And Dr. Weasel Fauci, if you don't know who he is, wear 5,647 masks, especially if you're going to Mars. Stuck on Mars. I will be making a movie out of that. Sid 45, make sure you don't get rupees. Sid has rupees literally pouring out of his igloo. Francesco Vigilughi. Look, if you ever need a cartographer, there's just one guy. The Curious Case of Ben Affleck Head. It's about a guy with a head so large, he could literally change the poles. Oh, Dystopia 2021. If you missed that, that's the world we're living in today. If you haven't seen it, I did a couple episodes on it. BB Poo Poo. Don't forget we did 3 cryptos this year. BB Poo Poo, Pee Pee Poo Poo, and of course, Shibbity Bibbity Boo. But it almost was wrecked because of the original Shiggity Boo Boo. Well, look, people are still on the fence, Things were pretty bad for BB Poo Poo at the beginning. And of course, we have many episodes of Spider-Mark, Peter Marker. If you didn't know, check it out. Mark Pires of the Caribbean. That was a hilarious movie. And then if you can't dance, you just, watch this episode. There's 2 of them. Really good stuff. And did you watch Match Game? I did it. And Pressure Luck in it. We did a little Pressure Luck style too, Peter DeMarkin. And if you didn't see Waterworld 2027, I'm the last one left because of the bugaboo. We did many other homages to movies and TV shows and Facce Mulder.
Sonny, you still got the cough?
There are over 100 insane scenes with Dick Facce. And then of course I saved the world, saved all the animals and stuff too. Zucker Chooch, Donald Trump Show, make sure you check that out. And we did a couple of raps over the last year. You may not want to miss those. Trump, Biden, and Christopher Walken rapping? Yeah. Back to the Future, Mark. Guys, the next movie that's coming out, Back to the Future, Mark. You may not remember some of the characters that I was in the past, so let's just go over it in real time. Marxist, I did it. 10 Commandments. Mark Stradamus, telling the future, of course. Oh, and the artwork I created as Leo Marco da Vinci. The Mona Lisa, when I got that freaking red, like murdering a family. That was what O.J. Simpson of the 1600s. Hey, Michelangelo, after you finish that, sculpture, you think you could paint this ceiling? Got it. Circumnavigating the globe is Mark Jellin. Markola Tesla. If I didn't do my time here as Markola, you guys would have nothing when it comes to electricity. I still can't believe it. I'm sitting there, I'm writing the fur release, right? I'm in the middle of it. And they're scratching it out and they're writing freaking that hack Beethoven's name on it, right? Don't even get me started on what they did when I was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Doing the fifth and taking all that work. And then like modern days, when I'm doing Mark and M, doing an 8 Mile situation. Like Mark and M's the man now, but like what I paved the way is the Marktorious B.I.G. as well. When I was Mark Claude Van Damme, I remember that one. Oh, Mark Schwarzenegger? You didn't know I was Mark Schwarzenegger? Yeah, that was funny when I worked next to DeVito. The Emancipation Marklamation of 1863. I did my time as Abraham Mark Lincoln. You guys didn't know I was Abraham Mark? You guys are all Mark Della. That's why this is all part of the Mark Della effect. Everybody's like, Mandela, man. No, it's Mark Della. Get with it. And then the time I was Mark Guyver, remember, you give me a friggin' toothpick and like some tooth floss and we're off. I'm building a bomb. So that's just a good overview of a lot of the shows, not all of them. We have tons of new gear up on the website, guys, markpires.com. In there you can pick up your gear, you can pick up a signed CD, and also don't forget about beatseat.rocks, my invention that I patented. This is her sitting on it. And this is a little demo I made. Welcome to BeatSeat.rocks. My name is Mark Pires, and I'm the inventor of the Beat Seat. Today I'm going to share all of the details of the Beat Seat. It's the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. It's got 4 playable panels, omnitone. Everywhere you hit it sounds different. It's the first drum you could sit completely upright and play with your hands and feet at the same time. It's the Beat Seat. It's the only drum that you can play with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. Anything you'd play in a drum kit, you could play on this, because you're playing with your entire body, but you're sitting upright. Your feet do this. So that's the Beat Seat, the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands, with your feet at the same time. It has unlimited tones. There's so much to explore. I hope to build one for you. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. And of course, fam, I can't leave you without a little bit of motivation. So take these quotes with you as we get ready to rock for one more night. And yes, we will be doing it again tomorrow. So, until I see you in just a moment, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man.
stars glowing, I'm going to find a way. Some night when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way.
Tickets are available at the box office. Thanks for helping us keep the theater clean. As you exit the auditorium, please deposit litter in trash receptacles in the lobby. Please be considerate and don't talk during the show.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
It's Tuesday. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. I'm here to ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's the daily variety show Mark Pires Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state, and I'm here with you on day 1,100 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show. And we're going to get into it just like we do every single day, fam. But this is the second day in a row of a midday Renaissance Man Show. How about it? We're doing it. We're doing it. We have a couple of things in line here. We're going to be talking about the real estate market in your hometown. I want to hear from you all and see how the markets have reacted since the beginning of this situation that we're in. And have your markets exploded? I'm in an area where it completely exploded. And I think it's interesting for us to connect and to talk. It's 2022. We're in a new world. Let's start believing it, all right? Let's forget about that last year of craziness, last couple of years of craziness, okay? How about you let the words of people get out in 2022? Let's work on that first, all right? Thanks, Big Tech. Anyway, we're here. We're doing it. It's day 1,100 in a row, Renaissance Man Show, and I picked the topic of how's the real estate market in your hometown. These are call-in shows, so I'm going to drop this information up on the screen in a few seconds so you guys can give a ring in and you can share your thoughts. It doesn't necessarily have to be about real estate. I'm also curious if there are any serious crypto investors / finance Forex investors who could share their impressions on what 2022 looks like for the markets. Senor Omar, how are you, my friend? So good to see you. The idea here would be we connect more. In 2022, we have to take a complete different approach than was thrown at us the last 5 years, which was division and hatred. Let's come together in 22. Let's make that the mantra, okay? If we all decide to forget about our differences and instead respect each other's differences, we will have an amazing 2022. And if we focus on just that, hey, everybody's going to think and feel different things than me, just respect it, we're in a good position right off the bat. So as far as it goes, real estate, stocks, everything has to do with, society, confidence, right? Confidence in the consumer at the end of the day is why everything is driven. This last couple of years has been almost paradoxical because we had a complete flip from what I'd ever seen. I've been a real estate agent for 13 years, never saw a great market, and all of a sudden, people can't even get deals for their clients because everyone's got an offer in and they're going crazy over asking price. So it's looking to be a similar market for me in my area in 2022. Limited supply, prices are up, everybody wants a house. Ooh, Zabrowski! We need a woohoo, guys. We're starting off a midday woohoo. Zabrosk, give me a woohoo! Woohoo! You didn't even know you were coming in for a woohoo. You came down real estate segment. You got a woohoo. You're like,
Maybe I'll get some tips so I can go and buy that little casa on the corner.
you got a woohoo as well.
They're doing it, right?
Oh, yeah, it was a nice morning. I had my coffee.
I feel bad. You had that hot coffee in your hand when the woo-hoo came. You got that woo-hoo coffee everywhere, all over you, burning, melted skin situation. Had to see a plastic surgeon. That was on you. But look, you got to be prepared for a woo-hoo when you stop by Renaissance Man Show. It's just what we do here. You wake up, you walk into a woo-hoo, and you're like, I'm ready. I'm ready to take on the world now, right? There, woo-hoo, situation. Zabrowski, thanks for coming in early today for that woo-hoo. No, you don't get paid double. It's just a single situation. You're doing it out of the kindness of your heart. Grammy winner.
I want to be paid for this one too, Mark.
You drove up. That's on you. You know the show time is at 10 p.m. You're coming down to a midday show, hanging out, having lunch on me? You get me to buy you lunch? And then you're also expecting to get paid for your woo-hoo? Right, guys? The goal? What's that, Joanne? No, Joanne. Your lunch is paid for. You work for the show. This guy, he is he's a woo-hoo guy. A woo-hoo guy comes in just for the woo-hoo. You came in, I thought you were just coming to hang out today. You just wanted to get some real estate advice. I know you were thinking about buying. He's actually asked me, he's thinking about coming out of the city, coming up to Connecticut. I may help Zabrosk find a house out here, which would be a lot easier. Doesn't have to make that commute every day to do the woohoo. Yeah. But when Zabrowski puts himself out there, coming out here, a midday show to do a woohoo, I'm buying him lunch at least. You know what I mean? I don't care if it wasn't good. You asked for the chicken sandwich.
It wasn't. It was dry chicken, Mark.
Well, what do you want me to do? Call the chef? Oh, Zabrowski said that your chicken was dry. Yeah, good luck. You don't know Jim, the owner of that deli. He is not a nice man. He'll go crazy on the phone. He does this thing. No chicken sandwich for you. And when you get that, it's all over. George, what are we doing? I'm dying, Jerry. You get that going on? I got my, Ragala 2. I had to go get my Ragala 2. And they said, no Ragala 2 for you. And you're there, Zabrosk. You're getting it. And you want me to call in and chance that with Jim, the crazy owner? Phew, that guy's nuts. Crazy Jim, they call him. Slim Jim. Because he also steals cars on the weekends. Yeah, no, he's like the Slim Jim master. Got it. Let's go, baby. He's got a really cool, weird voice. Yeah, you'd like him, Zabrosk. He'd be like, hey, let's hang out. Let me do a woo-hoo for you. He would love it. I'm pretty sure Jim would love a woo-hoo. You know what? How about this, Zabrosk? I'm just spitballing. Why don't you give him a call and you could just throw a woo-hoo out there first and see how that goes, right? You really want me to try to get that resolved for you right now? And listen, you may have to throw a woohoo at him because I think he's going to be throwing things at us. I may get a no chicken sandwich for you situation, and then I won't be happy because that's the best chicken sandwich they make. I don't even know what your problem is. Dry chicken. You know what? I'm wrestling with this one, Zabrosk, because I like that chicken. I don't want to be banned for life for asking for a refund for Zabrosk. I'm paying already. Like, why am I asking for a refund? I'm willing to pay for your sandwich that you say is not good. That is like no consequence of me. I paid for it. Now you want me to complain on your behalf? Oh, send another one over. There's something in that sandwich, Zabrosk, and it's not chicken. All right. Jim, Mark Pires, Renaissance Man. Like, no, I appreciate you're a huge fan of the show. Look, Jim, I'm here. I'm doing it. Monologue situation. Renaissance Man. Yeah, no, my sandwich was delicious, Jim. Best sandwich I've ever had. Calling about Zabrosk. No, I know. I told him you made an extra special one for him. I know. No, it was fine. It was perfect, Jim. Best sandwich ever. Yeah, no, all right, have a great day. Yeah, no problem. All right, have a great day. Bye, Jim. No, I'm sorry, Zabrosk. I can't. He was getting pissed off already. I told him it was a great sandwich. He's screaming at me. What do you want me to do? Complain to the gym and get no sandwich for you? You know what, buddy? I love you. I love the woohoo and all, you know? But maybe there's something wrong with your taste buds. Maybe you don't know what dry chicken and moist chicken is, because I got the same chicken. That was a pretty good chicken. All right? I think I heard like a little bit of when I was eating it. That's how moist it was. It was a fresh chicken. And you're there complaining about Jim's Chicken Shack. You know, when Jim opened his chicken shack and he started serving the entire neighborhood the best chicken around, you know, it was clear that, you know, you did not want to complain with Jim, because if you do, you get a lifetime ban. You don't want a lifetime ban from Jim's Chicken Shack. Oh, I'm going to get some wings today. I'm sorry, you're banned for life. But why is it? You complained about Zabrosk. Oh, that's right. I called about Zabroski. He said dry chicken. You never say the words dry chicken to Jim, the owner of the Chicken Shack. Unless you want to. Yeah, exactly. You want to ban a life. He goes, unless you want to ban for life? Yeah, exactly, Zabrosk. Unless you want to ban for life. I'm not interested in ban for life. Okay, I'm here. I'm doing it. Renaissance Man Show. I like my chicken from Jim's Chicken Shack. Someone better open up a place called Jim's Chicken Shack now. I'm just saying, that's a good name. Open up the Chicken Shack. The chicken coop. Jim's Chicken Coop. He's got it. He's doing it. He sells eggs too. Like if you're ever looking for a dozen, he sells 9. You're only able to get 9 from Jim. And if you complain about the 9, ooh. Yeah. All right, good luck on that one, you know? Yeah, I know, Zabrosk. Zabrosk goes, no. Don't complain about the 9 egg situation, you know? No, Joanne, I know it takes you a good 9 eggs to just get full. I get it, you know, but still, you're doing a 9 stack. You're going to get a 9er. You know, we got rid of the term dozen. Went with a 9er. Oh, hey, Jim, you got a 9er? Sure, here you go. It's a weird, like, egg carton situation, too, where it, like, comes out with a middle finger at the end, with the last, you know, egg is, because usually at the 8, you're good. You know, it's a nice square box. Now, you did a 9er. The 9er's got this weird extra at the end, so you could be like, what's that, buddy? And you flip it at people, you know? It's just a way of Jim always getting his last at, you know, the world. He's like selling 9ers. You should see his commercial. It's freaking awesome. He's holding them in both hands. He's like, come on down and get your 9ers. And he's flipping the bird. It's the bird. He's flipping the birds, you know? Look, guys, I got my 9ers. And he's doing it. He's holding them up, you know? He gets a little smile. The only time I've ever seen Jim smile in my life is that moment when he's holding his double 9ers up. You know? Jim, Chicken Coop. You know, it was a very interesting experience, you know, to be around that, because most people were like, you know, 12 works. We're just going to go with the dozen. You know, it's easy to say. It rolls off. Hey, can I have a dozen eggs? No, I'm sorry. And Jim was like, we're doing something about that. You know, I'm giving the old FU to the dozen situation. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I'm doing a 9er. 9er? When he showed me the egg carton, I get it, Jim. I get it. Especially because he did it sideways. Like, so eggs usually go up and down, which they do for the 8, but the 9th goes sideways. So it's extra long. He's like an extra long finger, you know, just giving that old, hey, how are you? Why don't you go, you know, here you go. This is what I think of you. The commercial. Oof, priceless. I'm going to find it. Let me see if I can play it for you guys. Oh, I may have to. I'll track it down. I'll play it for you tonight. I know I have it. I know. He's holding it. Ooh. I hope you guys know this is the best. These are the best eggs in the world. I got these 9ers. These 9ers are for you, you know. If there's one thing I want to say to you, it's this. Check this out. This is a 9er right here. Nobody does dozens anymore. We do a 9er, and we take $1 off as well. So you get $1 off, and you get a 9er. And you could send it to the person you hate most as a gift. Take the eggs out first. Fill it with sand. Dynamite.
whatever. That's on you. That's part of the commercial. You'll see. I mean, that part was what got it kind of like on the red flag situation, you know, with the FCA, FD, the CDC. I don't know who it was. Somebody was on to it, you know. They were like, you know, we can't do that. The FCC is who it really was. The FCC came out of nowhere. They were like, hold on a second. What are you doing there? You're broadcasting this commercial telling people to put dynamite in your egg cartons that are shaped like some guy giving someone the finger. We don't do that here, sir. We use dozens. Dozens? There was a case, you know, the case of Jim's chicken coop against the dozens. That was a thing. People got really upset because Jim tried to get rid of the dozen. Like everybody wanted dozen, and Jim was like, nope, we're bucking the system. You know, comes out with the dozen situation. It became a movement all of a sudden on Twitter. I saw a TikTok trend where people were doing the dozens. They're like, yo, Jim! And they do it, you know, and then they were getting like FYP situation where all of a sudden the entire world is watching, you know, and they're like, I want to get one of those egg carton situations. And they start ordering them in bulk. You know, Jim did well that summer. You know, it was the summer of Jim's chicken coop. And then when he got billboards across the country, ooh, that was the best. And he's holding his eggs. Forget about a dozen. Get yourself a niner. He goes, these 2 niners are for you. I mean, like that, you know. Someone tells you what kind of eggs you should get. You tell them to go nine themselves. Bang, biggity boo it, you know. And you're holding it up. You got it. It's at Kroger's. And when you walked in, and it's like right there, instead of being flat where they stack them, they have them up and down like a champagne, you know. So it's like, look at that. That looks interesting over there. You know, I have to say that Jim really did it right. You know, like you got to be different. You got to be different. Jim, think about it this way. You have to think about it like from the creative side. Jim owns chickens. Jim kills chickens. Jim sells really good chicken sandwiches. Jim says, I got eggs. How am I going to compete? All the other egg guys out there. Plus, I hate everybody. So let's make a niner. You know? It's actually a perfect idea for a guy who's out of his friggin' mind, you know? Anyway, that is the Jim situation. Jim's Chicken Coop. You can check it out on the corner of Route 37 and Monmouth Boulevard. It's a place I made up. But at the end of it, both places I made up. And Jim may exist. I don't really know. But I do think the Niners are a pretty freaking good idea. I'm going to make it. I'm making a Niner box of egg carton situations. We're going out there. I'm putting billboards across the country. Jim's Chicken Coop. I got a mullet situation going. Teeth gone. We're doing a thing. And the hair starts back here. Bald to here. And then the mullet, right? Get yourself an honor. We're doing that where it looks like the guy just crawled out like he was being hidden like Sloth. We're doing a Sloth from Goonies situation. I actually may go like this, holding the niner and go, hey, you guys, Rocky Road, hee, 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 hee. On the billboard. You're going to see Rocky Road, hee, 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 hee. And then it'll say sponsored by John Matuzak. Sloth. Goonies 86. Tiffany! Oh, thank you so much, Tiffany. Thank you for your donation. You are amazing. It is such a pleasure to see you guys supporting me. Thank you so much, mullets. Yeah, you know what? I think you got to do a mullet situation. And when you're doing it, and you put on those fake teeth thing, where it's clearly you should have been brushing your teeth when you were a child, and you just decided that you'd rather just eat stuff and never brush your teeth again. And the gross thing going on, that would be, like the backwoods where they never went to, there's that whole stereotypical thing. That's what I got to be clear, because you don't want to ever offend anybody, but it's the stereotypical in the backwoods, never went to school, never met a person in their lives type of situation. And they come out of the woods and they're just like, hey guys, get yourself a niner, and you're doing it. That guy made a killing, never came out and met a person in his life. Now he's a multi-millionaire. You know? Oh, look, I was living in the woods eating friggin' rats and whatever else, a carcass that I could find, you know? I came out, I found these couple of cartons. Someone took a picture of me doing a Niner situation in the double-decker. You know, hey, you a guy? You're doing a Rocky Road? You're doing it. All of a sudden, billboards, you know? Mullet guy. Everybody wants to meet the mullet guy. He's like at like national events, but masked, you know, not because of CV, just because of the smell, you know, coming. But so he's doing it though. He's there. He's shaking people's hands. Like, mullet guy, we loved you in that film you did coming out of the woods, you know. And he's like, I loved it. He's like, Gods, I'll give you a Niner. Anna Treos, thank you so much. You are amazing. You guys are so unbelievable. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. Wow, Anna. You guys know that Anna Treos is also a proud owner of a Beat seat. I built her. Actually, you want to see something interesting? I built this for Anna. I could say this because I built this exact model. This is Anna's model too. This is called the, this one's actually a teak and flame maple Beat seat. And it sure is beautiful. It sounds unbelievably amazing. Like, I didn't even have to use my hands, but if I want to. I mean, there's just so many tones on the Beat seat. It's really so much fun to play. Yes, Bubba, Kitty, Anna, Juniper, Tiffany. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. I'm trying to do a midday show, I think, for now on. It's 2022. I need to shake something up, see if we could break through this barrier of suppression that's been laid out for this show since the beginning. I'm trying to be good and not talk about things that get us in trouble. But at the end of the day, I'm here to talk. I'm here to express myself. It's kind of hard when you're a passionate person and when you say things, it has some sort of impact. And the things I'm saying are against the things they want you to believe. And I just want you to believe the truth. I want you to know the truth. I want you to hear the truth with somebody's words. And I don't want you to be questioning, because I know everybody has questions. Even the people who believe still have questions about what they're being told. The problem is, if somebody tries to give you a little clarity, a little bit of insight on what's going on, they get pulled down, algorithmed, and there's nobody seeing anything. I'm a prime example. 1,100 days today, live in a row for 2+ hours, and there's 7.69 billion people in this world who've never heard of me, never heard one word, never heard one piece of my 1,800 pieces of content or 1,100 days in a row of positivity. They've never heard any of the 156 songs released last year. They've never heard or watched any of the 4 feature films I've released. None of that stuff has been able to be seen by them or presented to them. So we have to find a way this year to get through to everybody. I mean, I know it's crazy. I'm not trying to reach 7.7 billion, but I want to reach the positive people. I want to reach the people out there that are looking for a connection. I'm not trying to reach the people that are a lost cause. That we were talking about this last night when we had Zini on. There are lost causes out there. There are people who, no matter what you put at them, they are negative and they will never be positive. And you can't change that. What you can do is keep your arms open to those who want to hug you and those that want to be closer to the light. My mentality has changed so much in like a matter of seconds. I was always like, oh, I want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to know this show exists. I do, but the people that are negative that will never, ever enjoy this program because they just can't ever get away from the negativity, I don't even care about that anymore. I just want the people that are yearning for a connection to each other to know about this program. It is the connection to each other. And if we can't get it to them, then a lot of people are going to be lost. A lot of people right now are so confused because they can't get any answers and they're alone in the dark. It's a dark world and then they're alone in it. Not if they could find this show. So do what you can, share, tell people word of mouth is huge. I think much better than emails and texts these days, because I think even some of that is being blocked, like my links. I'm pretty sure if someone has a test, I would love to find somebody who gets like 100 likes on everything they put out to post one of my links and see what happens. It's not because it's bad content. They will never see it. Facebook shuts down my links. I'm just curious right now. Let me see if I'm on. I'm going to open this up and see if I have Facebook open. No, I don't, but let me check on my phone. I guarantee you there's 0 people watching on Facebook, because I usually have 3 people who watch when I'm live. And then probably my mom, my dad, and like, I don't know, one other person. There's only people who will think like, oh, Mark had a show today. Let me go check. Nobody even knows one of my best friends from high school goes, what? You've been live for, I'm on Facebook every day. I've never seen you. No, you never have. No, there's nobody watching. No likes, no nothing. 0 people watching on Facebook, because I usually have 3 people who watch. Yep. So this is like, here, let me just show you, because I want you guys to see. This is 13 views, actually. Look, I had 13 views. That's 13 views, guys, after 1,100 days. 10, 6 views, 14 views, 5 views. It's just like and I'm live every day for 2 hours. I have 3,000 friends. They could put it in front of those 3,000 friends. I don't care if you want to, okay, you don't want to put it out in front of new people. Zucker chooch. Okay, put it in front of at least the 3,000 people that are my friends. But no, they don't even get it. 3 people to 14 people. 14's high. I've never seen that. When I first started on Facebook, for the first 4 or 5 days, I was getting a couple hundred views. And then they just, like a faucet, they shut the whole thing off. Every time, one day I saw there's like all of a sudden nobody on. I'm like, what is going on here? And I stopped thinking about Facebook, to be honest. I hate Facebook. But when I start thinking about Facebook again, it just pisses me off. I'm like, man, these people blow. And then you hear this other side that says, there's no such thing as suppression. Well, who's suppressing you? Hello? Who's suppressing me? You, as the crazy person with that mind. Have you ever seen anything I put out? No, but maybe it's because, but I'm sure you saw the guy who's telling you to go out and get in line and get bugaboo. That guy's got 750,000 followers. No talent, nothing. There's nothing to add there. Tried to look at 5 or 6 videos. I'm like, 750,000 people follow this? Why can't they put my content on anybody and get 100,000, 50,000 people to at least know about it? Forget about follow it, know about it. So it's crazy because it's a biased world that we're living in. And the sad part is that so many people are caught up in this illusion that it's not a biased world. They're like, no, this is a fair world. I'm like, it's not a fair world. The way it's run by one side of a political party is not a fair world. There should be checks and balances across the board. There is one party that runs the media, and they destroy the other side. And there's one channel for the other side. I had an argument, not really, but somebody was recently saying, oh, well, they have, there's information, so people can go and get it. And the other person was like, you mean the one channel, like that Fox News channel? I'm like, I don't watch TV, but it's like, you mean like Fox News? And they're like, yeah. Like, okay, so you have one channel versus 9 channels that are all trying to destroy the last president. They leave this guy alone. He's terrible. This is the worst president we've ever had in the history of time. That's currently sitting in the Oval. He doesn't know where he is. I feel bad, but he doesn't know where he is. He's being run. Someone's doing they're putting things in front of him to sign. I said that from the beginning it was going to happen. It's happening. And nobody wants to say a word about it. Afghanistan? Imagine if what happened in Afghanistan happened under Trump's watch. We'd still be hearing about it. They stopped talking about that after day 1. This media sucks. The mainstream fake news National Enquirer media. You are the National Enquirer. I'll keep saying that the rest of my life, that every single mainstream media channel is the National Enquirer. Bat with human ear, page 4. Oh, I can't wait to read that one. Oh, it's so real though, guys. It's a bat with a human ear. Oh, 2022, 2021. Insanity that you guys actually think people will believe it. The crazy thing is some people do believe it. I just can smell a rat the moment I see a word come out of their mouth. The moment I read one letter of the byline. Oh my goodness, I know where this is going. You know what I saw today, which totally pissed me off?
Why are so many people that are bugabooed getting the CV-19?
Do you know what the response was? Well, because this was never designed to stop it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
AP is allowed to say that? AP is allowed to say it was never designed to stop it? The whole time until 2 weeks ago, the man sitting in the Oval Office said, if you get it, you won't get it. Friggin' fraudchi! You gotta go out and get your bugaboo so you won't get it. So wait, those two jerks say, if you get it, you won't get it. Now you're all getting it, and you're fine with it. Oh, well, it's never designed to be. You freaking keep buying every lie they throw at you. Oh, goalpost? Goalpost. Goalpost? Friggin' goalpost. Blinded. They blind us all with their BS, and everybody's just like, okay, I guess that's the way it is now. But you can't let people be skeptical. You can't let people who are skeptical just be skeptical. Have that freedom of being skeptical. So in 2022, allow people to be skeptical. In 2022, you do you. That should be the new thing. In 2022, you do you. Leave everybody else the frig alone. We're over it. We're over all the drama you create. Let's talk about this and that, and let's be angry, and let's hate each other. Oh, more hatred this year. Oh, great. Beep. Can we just get back to normal? By normal, I mean, let's go out and enjoy each other's lives again. Let's start to have conversation about things that's not politics and not about CV-19. How about that? Let's not talk about bugaboos. Let's just talk about life again. How about the fact that we're able to breathe in air and thank goodness still use our lungs, and maybe it's because many of you got the bugaboo. Maybe it's because other people didn't get CV. But we're still here together. We should be trying to get along on this planet, not trying to push each other down while you ride some train up. It's mental. We've got a world of people that are just slamming each other on the way up. If we are close to what they say are end times, I believe it. I believe it. A positive message can't get out. They're pushing down anything positive. There's hatred everywhere. People that are finding success are only doing it by crapping on others. This is the end times. It's the only explanation why a guy who's putting his heart out there into this world for 1,100 days in a row would never hit enough people to make a difference. This is the end of it all. It's sad to say it. It's that, it's the Twilight Zone, it's Truman Show, it's one, if not all of those things. And I really do think it's the Truman Show. We are in the Truman Show. We're all Truman. Nobody is any more special than anyone else. We all have a story that somebody in the Truman Show is watching right now. We are avatars in somebody else's existence. Right now, there's a show, Mark Pires Renaissance Man, in some friggin' Truman Show world where they're wearing my t-shirts. Because nobody would create 156 songs of passion about society and love, and nobody hears them. Nobody would put out 4 comedy feature films that are hilarious with no swearing at all, and nobody in the world, the massive world, gets to see them. They do, guys, in a different world. The Truman Show. There's millions of people watching this program there. Because I wouldn't be doing this. There's no way a guy has no script and creates this much and never has anybody find it. This is the suppression to the highest, or it is the butt of a joke in the Truman Show. This is like that tension in the Truman Show. This is such good stuff. Nobody ever finds it. Oh, that's so great. When's he going to quit? Oh, when's he going to quit? Because a guy who can never get through to the people and is creating something good will just think it sucks and eventually quit. When's he going to quit? I won't quit. I love what I do. I show up here every day and I have a ball with you. When I get into these rants, that's me expressing myself. I get into it, I let it out, and we move forward to a piece of comedy or a piece of music. But at the end of the day, every single second of the Renaissance Man show is the moment taking place. I will never have a script. I liked Red's idea of maybe splitting stuff up and having like Monday's comedy day, Tuesday's call-in day, Wednesday is realistic, whatever. That might be a good idea because then it's still free form. Because the idea of segmenting or giving people something to look forward to makes a lot of sense.
hey, every Thursday is call-in night. Every Friday is where I'm just going to write songs all night on Friday nights on the beat seat. Saturday Night Live, we write a comedy movie every Saturday night. Remember, a new thing today, and I'm not doing this, I don't think. Maybe I am. I don't know. I haven't figured out the call situation yet. But tonight, 10 p.m. when we're back on the air, I found a backdrop I want to share with you guys. Check this out. Because we're talking about doing a radio call-in show, like a dramedy. This is a great idea. Karen Sanchez said last night. She goes, Mark, you should do the next comedy movie should be like a radio call-in show where the family members could call in and you could improvise off of what people say. I was like, it's a great idea. So we're going to start that. Probably tonight we're going to start filming it. It may be the next feature film. Right now we have 4 feature films. I'm working on 3 or 4 more that are on my phone. But I'm always up for another great idea. This was a great idea by Karen. So let me see what I have for you. Check out this backdrop. I found the perfect backdrop for this. Here we go. All right. So I'm kind of excited about this. Where did I put it? Is it here? All right. So check this out. All right. It's too big now. Let me get it smaller. 102.7 Modern Rockin' It. We're doing it. We're doing a modern rock situation. I should see how this sets up. Okay, so we got a bell over here too. Ding, ding, ding in it. So the way this works, so you guys have seen me do this before, but when I do get this set up, and whether it's going to be for tonight or now, I'm not sure, but let me see my guy here. Okay, so I bring this down a little bit. Bring me over here. We're alive. I don't like that I'm facing this way, so I can't like look at you guys and do a little something like. Maybe what I'll do is actually, I know what I could do. I'll bring this up to here. And I'll just be like here talking. Yeah, no, I have to agree with you. Absolutely, we're doing it, you know? And I'll just bring the mic in and use it that way. Or I could even just put my actual mic in the way of it and just set up my mic, you know? But then it's coming out of nowhere. Let me see if I can figure that out. Anyway, this is going to be fun. I have another one I could always try. Let me see about the other one. The other backdrop. But if you didn't know, this is what I do with my green screens. We create all these crazy backgrounds, then I go with it, and we have movies. And there's 4 movies so far this year, which is kind of insane if you think about it. But I'm on a roll. I just can't stop being, coming up with crazy ideas and creating content for it. All right, the other backdrop. Let me see if I can share it for you or with you. All right, this right here is the other option. Hammer Jammer. See, I may like this one because I got that backdrop behind me. I'm doing it, We're here studio again. And then I could go like every once in a while, like I'll look back. Yeah, no, we're here. We got it. We're doing a little something here at studio. I think this is when we're going to go 102.7 Modern Rockin' It. Right? We're doing the modern rock situation. Yeah, this way is much better. So I have to fix that backdrop because I have another one I made with let's see if I can find it. There it is. I got rid of that microphone behind me. I did a little something in Photoshop. See, now you can't even see that other microphone. So now we're good. If I move around, you don't even see that other microphone. So we're doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be, by the way, when we do this, it's a dramedy. So we have to figure out, we need a couple of concepts here. Like, what is the show about? Obviously, it's a modern rock show, but there's a concept behind the show. So my character's got to be focused on something, that's what the drama's about. We're talking about some specific issue in the world, I don't know, something. It can't be about something too omnicon. The anagram media control. Oh, goodness. I'm thinking possibly we do moronic. Oh, that's so funny. Raven just said omni. If you put the word omni together and you switch the letters around, do an anagram, it's moronic. That is hilarious. Holy cow. So yeah, this will be our radio call-in show. In fact, I guess we could start filming some of it now if anybody wants to do a call-in. I think we have to get the number on the screen first of all. There it is. The phone line is now open. We're taking phone calls here. Now, I don't know am I Mark Pires or am I Peter Bishop? I think I'm Peter Bishop on this one. That's what it is. Peter Bishop's giving finance advice. This is BB Poo Poo episode 2. I guess this is the crypto comedy number 2, if Peter Bishop's in it. You know, Peter Bishop's just quite a salesman, I'm just saying. Like, sometimes you don't know what you're getting, then you get it. I thought about also making Peter Bishop, you know, the real estate guy too. So we could do a real estate segment here. We're talking about real estate today. 102.7 Rock, Modern Rock. Remember that homes are built on the bedstone of America. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to see if I can set up, get my settings here. Incoming calls. All right, I put that on so if anybody wants to try in and have a little ringaroo and see how that goes. See, what's good about this, I could actually use my microphone for this movie instead of having, I was going to just put the lavalier mic on and use that other mic, but this is a much better mic anyway. I'll just do the show and we could take phone calls like this. And I guess the other thing I could do, I'm just wondering, let me just see what this looks like. I don't know if I want to have this be a Renaissance Man like, where this is Mark Pires' Renaissance Man radio show. This should be a comedy thing, so it shouldn't be about me specifically. It should be one of these silly characters. Although it does look pretty cool in here. In fact, this should be the way I do the show from now on. Like, imagine if I just did this. In there, block off that 102.7 thing. No, we'll take it out. All right, we're leaving it. So anyway, guys, I am only here for a short time today because I'll be back tonight. And enlarged phone number. Oh, so then, yeah, I know what's weird is the phone number comes out pretty small apparently. You know what I should do? Let me see if I can adjust that. Let's try that. There we go. So phone line now open. I'm going to take maybe one or two. Oh, you know what? Can I put it on the screen? That may be even cooler. No, what the hell is that? I'm trying to move. There we go. Phone line. Yeah, phone line. We only have one line. I'm going to say phone lines. Can you see that, or is it? I think that looks pretty cool, actually. Phone line now open. Hammer Jammer. Maybe Hammer Jammer should be the freaking host. He's giving advice on how to procure your own Hammerlin Jamison distillery. Yeah, I think that should be better. Phone line now open. Look, we're doing it here. Hammer Jammer Bammer Whammer. Actually, you know what we could do just to be cheeky? This is a cheeky situation. Can I move this like, now we're just being silly. All right, we're going to keep it off. It doesn't need to be anywhere. It would work if this was going to be a Mark Pires Renaissance Man production, but it's not. It's something different. This is a radio call-in helpline. Okay, so we're here to help people. Okay. Helplines. How about helpline now open? I like that better. I like the helpline better. Here we go. Phoenix is calling in. Helpline now open. Here we go. Good afternoon. You are on the helpline.
Hey, Mark, it's Cody.
Cody, my brother.
To accept, press 1.
Cody.
Hey, Hammer Jammer, how's it going, man?
What is going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I was actually just listening to you driving around on my tractor, working on my dirt road.
Nice.
You opened up the phone lines, and so I had to jump off and just come and talk to you for a minute and see how you're doing, bro.
Oh, doing awesome, brother. I'm liking this new concept of call-ins, and this was a pretty cool idea. Karen had to do like a radio call-in show, like a helpline thing. I was like, I love that. I think that's a funny idea, and like people could call in and ask.
Fantastic.
You know, like, hey, I don't know if I should be me, if I should be from the crypto movie, if I should be Peter Bishop or if I should be Hammerlin, but it would be funny, I think, as all three. I just don't know who to be for this. I have to figure that out still. So,
Right.
how you doing? Happy New Year, brother.
I'm doing great, man. Happy New Year to you too. I love the format. I was thinking actually, as you were just saying, I have a little moment of inspiration, and I thought, like you said, just do all the above, right? Why don't you make it just your own little radio show where you spin your own song? Like,
Ooh, I love
right?
that.
You could use one of your voices to like do some current events, to read some news, find some news source that you just read, because personally I love that kind of stuff. I know a lot of the people in the family really love hearing that from you, And so maybe you could like have a news guy, and then kick it to the news guy from your DJ, and then go back to your DJ, play some of your songs, call in, do more of a helpline for a segment. I'm just brainstorming with you.
I love that.
No wrong ideas in brainstorming. That's what we say around my house. No wrong ideas in brainstorming.
Not at all. I love that. I think that is a brilliant idea. And you know what? And with that in mind, I keep talking about these things I'm seeing. We should just look at them together and have it be a conversation, be the news. And I've had people say that before. And I did for a period of time when I was in the studio, I did the news during the show. It was like 3 or 4. I picked 3 topics and I would talk about it and it would be part of the show. I stopped doing it at some point, but I think I'm going to do that now every day. Yeah, Anna said kind of like Howard Stern does. The cool thing could be...
a couple other things. Wait. Let me throw something at you positively, Mr. My positivity, brother. I was hearing you struggle a little bit there, saying, like, how come nobody watches this? And I'm on the Truman Show, and there's another universe. I need you to remember something, okay? That all these people in Hollywood who have all this success have made deals that you didn't make.
Oh, that's
right?
true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, man. And I also need you to remember that if fingers crossed, and if the Lord isn't willing, the creek don't rise, like my dad used to say, then we're going to need to get really good actors and actresses, because the world is going to need that in the future. That's all I'm saying, right?
I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yep. And I used to do personal training way back in the day when I was a young man, and I worked at a gym and worked out people all the time, and was paid real low and worked out with a lot of people. And I used to say I felt like I was in a meat grinder. I was getting tons of reps and training all different kinds of people. And I just need you to feel like you're a meat grinder practicing all different kinds of skills, talents, voices, presentation types and styles. And you're doing that without, certainly some of the financial reward in the audience, but also without selling your soul. Okay?
That's true.
Just for money and retweets? You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, man, you're doing it. And the people who have all that success, think about the cost that they had to put out there. And you have been able to do what they wished they could do and still be yourself. Keep your own soul. And, man, that's why we all love you so much, Mark. Because
thank you, brother.
You're not a sellout, dude.
Well, it means a lot because it would be very easy to sell out. I was telling that guy I was talking to recently, he's like, you should just go out there and say stuff like, oh, I voted for this president, but I'm a little disappointed. He's like, because you can't say things like, you can't trigger people. And I was like, but I can't be fake. I can't go and pretend I'm something that I'm not. Like, I have to keep being me. And if it's my destiny to show up every day and that wall that I've been dealing with forever is always there, that has to be my destiny because I can't be untruthful to me. I'd feel worse about that myself at the end of the day. And I don't know how that other thing works out with people where they literally sell something in order to get something. Like, I don't understand that, but to me,
it's just a rumor we always hear.
Yeah, we hear about it as a rumor, but I've seen some videos.
Man.
I've seen some videos that freak me out.
Worth it,
Yeah, it doesn't, especially when I realize that people, like, here's a funny one. I saw Bob Dylan say that once, that he sold his soul to be able to write what he wrote. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I know Bob Dylan wrote great songs, but I'm like, you don't have to do that. I mean, I wrote 156 songs last year because if you connect to the moment, you could write anything. And so it was weird to me to hear Bob Dylan say he had to sell his soul to get that type of music to come out of him. I'm like, what? Like, so in a
Well,
way,
you know
I know
it
what
is?
you
I
mean.
think
It
a lot of
baffles
artists
me.
get as frustrated as you feel, and they feel like they have so much, you know, to offer, and so then they're willing to make compromises in order to get, you know, a bigger audiences. And it is those very compromises that we all commend and support, and you know, those of us who support you, we support you because you don't make those compromises.
Well, I appreciate that. And, you know, it's interesting to say that because I think that those compromises once made, that's where you lose your soul. It's not really necessarily that you're giving your soul. It's
That's
just,
right.
it's just that
That's
you,
right.
you can't live with it afterwards. It's a weird thing. I think it's always a stain on you. And that's why this road is, even though it feels like it's a forever road, meeting Anna and Cheryl and the family that does show up here every day. This is a community. We are a community here, and it's going to keep growing. I know it just, it is you know, what gets frustrating is when I see, and I don't like to pick on stuff, but when I see content that isn't that good and they've got hundreds of thousands of followers and I'm like, and subscribers, and I'm like, why is that a thing? Like, but maybe like you said, it's something, or they have a connection, or they're able to market better than me. That's the thing, is I'm not very good at marketing the program. Like I show up and I create, but I don't know how to market this program because I'm doing everything myself. Nobody wants to hear from the guy. Nobody wants to hear from the guy. Oh yeah, that's what you can do. Like, ugh, you know? So I'm like, I remind people I have music out there, but in general, it always is better coming from a third party, from a lady specifically. If a lady's speaking and said, hey, you should check this out, most people will listen. And that's something I have to probably strive to find, is like representation or something. Somebody who's like a in the business, knows the contacts, and can say, you know what, there are opportunities you don't know about. And because at the end of the day, you know what I want to do is I want people that have businesses, to get to a point where we have enough people watching the show where businesses want to have me read ads for them. I love doing that. It's like my favorite thing.
Right.
Like I love when I tune in to hear like Howard Stern and all these other people botch their ads as a joke just because they hate reading their ads. I'm like, I would love to read those ads. I'll read them every day a different way. It'll be so fun. Like I'll do today Christopher Walken, tomorrow Al Pacino. So the thing is, if someone actually was smart enough to say, here's a guy who's getting started and he's passionate and he does a lot of voices, and I own a company, let me see if I can pay him monthly to advertise my product, to advertise my company. And every day it's going to be a new read. Like that to me is something better than you can get from Howard Stern. I mean, Howard Stern, he's got the audience, but from somebody else who's just going to read off a script and not bring life to a script. Like I used to love reading a script. So
I know. Let me give you one about that, right? So there's this story, and it might even be you recounting it one day on the show, right, that I just heard anecdotally, where when Microsoft released new Zoom, one of the employees got in a limo with Steve Jobs. They were all excited and talking about it and talking about all the features, and they're like, and they told him, it's so great, it does all these things. Do you want to see it? And he just looked at him and said, I'm sure it is. And then just kept going back to what he's doing. And the point of the story is, he didn't bother himself with what the competition was doing, right? How awesome and much traction and advertising from men or women or agents or whatever. I just need you to remember that, like, sometimes I see these guys get the big contracts and get the big advertising stuff, and the YouTube agents, you know, and then they feel the pressure to make the videos every day.
I see what you mean.
Pressure to put the ads in, and you don't have that pressure. Like, you should be you. And then when you make videos, it's because that's what you want to do, not because what you have to do.
That's true.
And, you know, I tell my boys all the time, you got to change got to get to. All you have to do is change that O to an E, you know, and you don't want to change get to got to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got to go the reverse.
You get to do this. Yeah, man. And as soon as you start getting traction, popularity, and advertisers and pressure, and then, like, you're going to start feeling a whole different kind of vibe about the situation.
I see what you mean.
Like, don't you know, that's gonna come. Don't be like Steve Jobs. Don't worry about how successful other people are doing. Don't worry about whether or not you're being viewed or not. You keep doing you, showing up every day, being the Renaissance man that we all love and who's so positive. And you're gonna be the Apple of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be that. That is the right way of doing business. You know, kind of a thing, right? So
Yeah.
good guys always win. If good guys didn't always win, then none of us would be here. Because if the bad guys ever won, then everything would be over, right?
This is
so
true.
good
Yeah.
guys always win, man. I tell my boys, remember, Mark, good guys always win. You get to do what you're doing, and you don't got to do it. And that is the difference between the popularity and the pressure.
So true.
And the advertisers. Yep. And a huge audience with the fan base and the pressure. And imagine being at like 900,000 followers. And imagine how much pressure you would feel right there to get to 1 million.
Oh, that's true. There's a lot of weird pressures that all of a sudden start to develop once you get anywhere.
Oh,
So true.
You know?
So
and
true.
you have to then start making compromises in other places of your life. Your family, your real estate, your business, your friends, the people who support you most, and or the methodologies by which you get to be you. And you just get to be who the advertisers and who your million subscriber base wants you to be. And as long as you ignore that and just keep being who you're going to be, and don't succumb to the pressures of all the little glitz and glam and that pride that we all have,
Yeah.
And just focus and be prideful about
The content.
the things that you're so good at, dude. You're so good at it. And so don't worry about the rest of it. It's all going to come to you, okay?
I appreciate you, brother. You always have great motivation for me. I love it. And I really love your idea of this concept for keeping this backdrop being, for news stories. And when I'm going to spin a new song of one of my songs for you guys, instead of being with the New York City background, this makes so much sense. I'm in the radio station, like we could do,
It's so perfect, especially in the middle of the day.
It's middle of the day. And what was also interesting too, we talked about how there's 12 albums last year. I want to do we're reviewing the first album this week. Next week we're reviewing album 2 in 13 weeks of albums essentially. And we're going to stream the whole album from the radio station. It's like it all. So Karen
You're always
Sanchez
making
rocks.
Content at night. Yes, you're always making content at night, and then you talk about all the stuff that you've made in the past. And sometimes you feature your old songs you're real proud of. But it would sure be great to have the middle of the day where we could tune in and listen to you spinning your albums for us.
That would be pretty cool too. Like a radio. Today's just music. Like it's just you tune it in.
Hey, I'm going to get back on the track.
All right, listen. Appreciate you, brother. I'll see you later.
What's that? Thanks so much, Mark.
Love you, brother. Be good, okay?
All right, bye.
All right, take
See you,
care.
man. All right, bye.
Guys, Cody's awesome. This is the second time we've had a chance to chat, and each time he's just sending love back, which is amazing, and Anna, again, thank you so much. And, when it comes down to what we're doing here, we're trying to connect, right? We're trying to connect in a time when people don't want to. And Anna, Tiffany, thank you so much for your donations today. This is a very, very trying time for everybody. And yeah, it does get stressful, especially when you're trying to make a difference and it's hard to do that. But yeah, I think when I said to you guys a few weeks ago, things are going to change. Obviously my idea of change is more and not less, right? Because I was like, okay, I'm going to do something different. But now I'm on during the day. It's been an hour and 10 minutes, and we're going to do 2 hours tonight. So we're doing 2-3 hours, just like we always do. But now it's maybe twice a day instead of just at night, late at night. And I think it needs to be this time of day or at least both times, because most of the people aren't getting my notifications at night, or they're watching other shows at night, which I totally understand. Everybody's on when I'm on at 10 o'clock at night. And that's the problem, I think it is. It's like I know a lot of people want me to go on at 10 or 11, but most people are on then. So it's hard to get other people that like to watch both shows or many shows, and they're like being pulled in all directions. Christine told me that. She goes, when you're on, there's 5 people that I watch on at the same time. So now there's 6 people that she watches are on, and she's like, who do I go and see? And that's a lot. So if there's a way I can get in here, that would be good. Tweeting, and also every time I go live, there's a tweet that goes out. Nobody really follows me on Twitter. But Telegram, I think the Telegram page, if you guys haven't yet, you should follow me on Telegram. The link is right on, if you go to this is my link tree. And if you go here, everything is there, including ways to get to all my music too. Linktree/Mark Pires. And that's the best way to get to my Telegram. Just subscribe to Telegram, and somebody who's in the fam there will send you a note whenever I'm live. And if you're a fam member at that point and you get the notification first, be the one who sends the note out. Like, this is the thing. I think if we all help each other here, you don't have to be a mod to help the show. you know? And the other thing too is like, I'm always looking for new mods. So when someone's showing themselves to be helpful to the show, they become a mod, you know? And it takes some time because I learned after starting the show, I just gave everybody a blue wrench. I didn't know what I was doing. I saw someone new. I was like, oh, blue wrench. And then I think Sig came along. He's like, you can't give everybody a wrench. And I was like, why not? And he's like, it just looks weird when people come in and they see 57 wrenches. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to think about who really comes here to help the show and who comes here to do whatever and just hang out. That's two different things. You know, like I do notice when I'm on the air and I can't say stuff like, hey guys, shoot a like, comment, and a share. You know, it's something that every mod should just say throughout the show, like randomly. Hey guys, make sure you're following, liking, and sharing. The show's live every night at 10 o'clock or whatever it is. You know, there's 4 feature films. Like little Christine Seidman's phenomenal at this. She'll do this thing about subscribe, like, and share, and then she'll leave a little note. You know, this is comedy, live music, and inspiration. Whatever you're watching right now is just one of the facets of this show. Don't go anywhere. And that's what we have to do is get people to stick around long enough to see the next part of this show because it's not one thing. We are not a one-trick pony here. This is a so many things at once thing that it becomes just like a ball of curiosity, I guess. Like what is going to happen next, you know? At least for me. So I just want to test this out because we are here in the radio studio 102.7 it. When we're doing a 102.7. Mark Pires, Renaissance Man Studios. See, now we are Renaissance Man Studios, so maybe we should get back in here. Bang, biggity, boo. I'm doing it. Hold on, I'm on it. See, I can just bring this here. This is a Renaissance Man Studio message situation. And, you know, I think maybe I'll play you guys a quick tune here. Just, I'm spinning. I'm spinning here from the studio today. We're doing it. And this is going to definitely be our backdrop when we do our call-in show, which will be a dramedy. I have to figure out what the drama is going to be again. Maybe it's got to be something totally goofy and silly, and then that's what the movie starts off of, like a BB Poopies are doing it, and then all of a sudden, you know, we're rolling, we're doing it, you know. And as you can see, okay, guys, it says right above my head, FM. It's okay. It's okay. You know, they did it. So let me just see if I could jam you a tune real quick or something. I just want to see what this is like to spin something from this setting here. Not like it's going to make too much of a difference. Guys, also, since I have this open here, I'm going to share with you the fourth feature film from the Renaissance Man Show. This is The Wolf of Crypto Coin. I'm actually glad I came across this title finally. Because at first I'm like, okay, the crypto comedy of 2022. It still says that at the end, but this is The Wolf of Crypto Coin. That's the name of this movie. The Wolf of Crypto Coin. It's the crypto comedy feature film of 2022, and it's called The Wolf of Crypto Coin. I mean, I almost thought getting rid of the coin, just calling it The Wolf of Crypto. I mean, I could do that. I don't know. I thought the Wolf of Crypto Coin, because we have BB Poo Poo, we have Pee Pee Poo Poo, we have Shibbity Bibby Boo Boo. Those are coins, you know? I'm not sure what you guys think. The Wolf of Crypto. The Wolf of Crypto Coin. It's a lot more to say the word coin, isn't it? Maybe let's just go with the Wolf of Crypto. Coin. The Wolf of Cryptocurrency. It's a mouth freaking full, right? I got a cryptocurrency situation. Keith, how are you, my brother? Raven, hilarious about that moronic thing, by the way. Kitty, you like the backdrop? Cheryl Niles in the house. Oh my goodness. Good to see you. So guys, remember this evening we are going to be back for our radio call-in show. This is an opportunity for you to call in and ask questions. It's a helpline situation. I guess that's all it needs to be is the helpline. You know, you call me with your problems and I have all the answers, you know. So we're here, Renaissance Man Studio, taking calls and we're helping people. You know, like Hammer Jammer could do it from here too. Like you have Hammer Jam passing out at the wheel here, you know, maybe we can get this with a little red around there instead of green. Hammer Jam style. Just spitballing, you know, coming up with it. We're doing it. Oh goodness, guys. So wait, what would happen? Where is that anyway? Oh, that's just a backdrop. So This is just a backdrop. Yeah, see, so realistically, this will be easy to pop in and out very easily on this thing when we do the show every night. I would like to flip it through so it's an actual backdrop. So like when I go here, I like that.
Me?
Oh, we got another call here from Kentucky. Let's see if we can grab a call. Lebanon Junction, Kentucky.
To accept, press 1.
I missed who it was, but you're live with the Renaissance Man. Who's on the line?
This is Raven. What's up?
Raven, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing?
So good to hear you, pal.
Well, are we having fun with the snow yet?
Wait, you guys have snow there?
Oh, we did. We got ice this morning, but the snow skipped over us and hit Virginia.
Oh wow! We're up in Connecticut. I think I heard something. A fast moving storm's coming our way. I don't know when. I think maybe tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow, or something like that.
Well, I got a friend, and I'll give him a shout out if you don't mind.
Sure.
It's POW, Ponder on Weather, and he's on YouTube.
Okay.
Fantastic guy. He's completely independent, which means you actually get good weather from him.
I like that. So he's not like our typical, like Dr. Wayne Doppler, where like 1 out of 8. He's not a 1 out of 8 guy.
No, this guy here is absolutely spot on, and he doesn't blow it out of proportions or any of that. I recommend to get to anyway. It's what I listen to.
I'll check him out.
But anyway, that's he covers the whole country, and he does it really well.
Oh, I'll have to check that out for sure. I don't typically watch enough, but.
Have you seen that we've got people stranded on I-95 for the last 24 hours?
No, whereabouts?
Going from Virginia up into D.C., they just let them sit.
Really? Hold on a second. I'm going to pull this up. So there's people stranded on 95.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Going from Virginia up to D.C.
Let's see if I can find this.
People say, we've never seen weather like this before. And I just did a whole cast comedy about driving in the snow. And
oh, my goodness.
I forget how old you are. I'm old enough to remember when people used to get completely buried out the Lakeshore Drive outside of Chicago all the way across to New York City 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, I remember being about 6, and I was in New Jersey, and I remember we dug tunnels. So I do remember like one time specifically we dug tunnels. It was that crazy, Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. But yeah, I'm looking at here. Stranded I-95 driver describes ordeal. Walking dog to pass 4-hour standstill. Guys, this is pretty crazy.
I propose we cross over and attack.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing that's going on. I don't see this type of news, but like honestly, I'm in Connecticut. Like when we get snow, we get snow.
Yeah, well, I mean, I grew up in the lake effect zone, so.
Oh, so you get it worse than us.
Well, I grew up in the lake effect zone. I was up in north central Indiana, so I got all that lake effect snow off of Michigan. And I remember they used to take. It used to get so bad to take track military vehicles out and rescue people off the roads because the snow would come in that fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it like that.
Footage of it.
That I don't know if I've ever seen that bad because typically I can, we can at least get out. It's not coming down so fast.
Why doesn't?
Uh-oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm trying to open up a story.
Hey, look,
here.
it's your heater. And
so guys, if you can, give Raven a subscribe as well. Raven's got a channel and creates comedy as well and podcasts. So we're always fans of supporting other people that are trying to put something out there to affect some positive change in this world, right, guys? Right,
well, I do my laugh podcasts once a week. I've been doing a lot more of them here lately. People need to laugh, but I got like almost 40 hours worth of just straight up comedy up.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I'm glad you're doing that because honestly, I feel like there's not enough comedy out there. Like in this day and age, we need to see more good comedy.
Well, and it's like you were saying earlier. They're getting so I don't know what word to use, persnickety about comedy. We should be able to make fun of anybody who's a good target, right?
Absolutely. Well, that's the feeling I have too. Is to put these people in a bubble that they're allowed to do stupid things, but that you can't call them out on it is the most ridiculous thing of all. You know?
Well, here's a really good example. When we were kids, I don't know how many people listening, we used to do acid,
Mm-hmm.
To do a little bit of acid and spray some no stick, for your pan on the bottom of one of them old metal sleds and sled down the outside of a tree.
Oh my goodness.
And it wasn't too bad until you hit the snow. The acid would do a little funny things, but if you're going to do stupid things when you're young, you should be able to get old enough that you can tell jokes about it.
So true. So true. No, I totally agree. And I also don't think, like, there's always been that conversation is what line is there? Is there a line? Like, I think the line to me is a very hard thing to gauge because comedy is meant to push boundaries. So the idea that you're supposed to not say certain things, but you also have to push boundaries is almost counterintuitive. You can't tell me to do both things, push boundaries and also be very, very walk on eggshells. I'd be like, I just won't speak.
Okay. Look at Don Rickles. Don Rickles made a career, a long career, out of telling people how ugly they were. You talking about Don Rickles?
Don Rickles is awesome. Don Rickles was great.
Don Rickles was the ultimate insult comedian. He didn't care what your race was, what your color was. He didn't care how old you were. I mean, he made fun of everybody, and nobody got offended.
No, they didn't. Well, it was a different time. It was a different time.
Well, and then you had people like Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh yeah.
The problem that we have is something has happened. I think something when they created these safe shelters for kids to go color when they're in college, something happened mentally.
Yeah. No, you're right. Early on in the show, I did a show called. There was something called Momo Challenge or something years ago where people were like doing really messed up stuff to kids in school. And I found out about it. I even forget what it was at this point, but I did one of my first long form podcasts was on this Momo challenge. And I started going into this theory I have that all of these school shootings began when we got into participation trophies. When you started telling kids they're great, and then the first time they learn that they suck at something is at 16 years old, and they have access to their daddy's military rifle, that is where we run into an issue. And so it became almost alarmingly clear to me that when you start telling every child that they're great at everything and that they can get that girl, they can get any girl, and then the girl tells them no, or they don't get that job, and then all of a sudden they go and they can't handle that defeat for the first time at 16. I actually brought the parallel to being a 7-year-old and losing my baseball game, or 8-year-old losing my baseball game in the finals, and I cried on my way home. But you know what? That made me want to work harder to be a better baseball player the following year. If I went home with a trophy that year, I probably would have been like, I'm awesome, and I would have sucked, because you can't get better if you keep thinking you're great. You gotta continue. This is almost like what Cody was saying too. On a daily, we should all be aiming to fail. You fail to succeed. The only way you succeed is by failing over and over and over. And failure is not failure, it's redirection. People have decided to redefine what it means to have gumption, what it means to have stick-to-itiveness and to continue to drive towards your goals, because failure is the act of giving up on oneself. It's not the act of some business or some sort of endeavor not coming to full fruition. Because if you pivot from that point and you become and do something else, you are absolutely not a failure. Just that endeavor was a miss. It led you towards the redirection that brought you, to the greatest version of you. So it's this whole journey of ours is a long journey, and sometimes you're hitting wall to wall until eventually you get to the open field.
I can't remember the inventor's name, but he came around in the early 1900s. It wasn't Edison or Tesla, but he said that 90% of your attempts are unsuccessful, but they lead to the 10% that are.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful way of saying it. You know who else was good at this? Like Wayne Gretzky said, I missed 100% of the shots that I never took. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
And Michael Michael Jordan's line about how many game-winning shots he missed.
Exactly.
And I was loving that.
Michael Jordan Michael Jordan, as a high school player, was not very good.
Yeah.
What he did was he kept working at it, and he kept working at it, and he finally got himself to the point where he was one of the best set shots that you would see. If he could post up, he could shoot.
Well, the other thing about Jordan, which is interesting, this goes back to the participation trophy. So in high school, he was cut. He was cut from his high school team because he had a great players. They were it wasn't like because he sucked. They had really great players, but he was cut, and that drove him to be Michael Jordan. You know, if Michael Jordan, if they're like, look, we're gonna keep you on, kid. We'll let you run the ropes. Do you think maybe he wouldn't have had the drive? Maybe he would have. Who knows? But everything we encounter in our lives develops us into the person that we're meant to be. And sometimes we are totally caught off guard when it happens. I mean, I've always known I can do impressions. I've always known I can write songs. I've always known that I can talk about subjects intelligently because I have a depth of knowledge that I don't understand. Okay, I know those things, but I never understood that they all come together into one culmination. That's something that only happened by failing at one thing and this, that, another thing in real talk, and becomes the Renaissance Man Show. So it's the same thing. Is all just day after day evolving. That's what we're doing constantly is, you know, we want to talk about how the evolution that took place from humans, whether we came from apes or whatever. How about the evolution of the mind from when you're born until you're an adult, until you become a success, you know, in the Bausch of Lown perspective, a success, you know, like that journey is ridiculous. It always reminds me of one of my favorite quotes I wrote when I was in the middle of the first year of the show, which was, everybody is a nobody until there's somebody. And that's something nobody realizes. Like, you could look at your favorite influencer, your favorite talk show host, your favorite actor, your favorite musician, favorite anything. That person was a nobody until they were that person that you admire. And they have to live with that. You know, yeah, they are. That's Tom Brady over there. But you know, Tom Brady was just Tom Brady, the kid on the corner, you know, growing up and wherever, until he became Tom Brady. And we tend to forget that. We put these people on these pedestals and we don't remember that they're human beings just like us. And they had to go through this journey in order to find their greatness. But at a certain point, and probably for a very long time, just like us, they were considered a nobody. And in a way, there's something beautiful about that. There is something beautiful about having your anonymity. You walk down the street, you do your thing, nobody's bothering you. I do see how some people are treated because they're in the public eye, and that's something that obviously, clearly, doing what I'm doing that's a risk that someday I could lose what I have, which is my privacy. But reality is we're a dying world. Do I give up my privacy to see the world survive? Yes. You know, it's that simple.
Hey, I tell you, I'll give you one of these funny things about anonymity. Back in the early 1980s, I played and I was a front singer for a band up in the Midwest. Now, I haven't been with those guys in 40 years. I was downtown where I live now, and somebody says, I recognize you. Not only did they know the band that I played with, but they knew the song that I sang up front for the band.
That's pretty cool.
That is creepy.
But that was kind of cool, though. Like, I think it's cool if it's an occasional thing. If it's an occasional thing, it's cool. Like, I had one guy come up one day. He's like, all right, you have that show, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, are you still live? And it was like a cool thing because I thought nobody ever sees my show. So it's like, this happened to be a kid from like my old town. And he's like, hey, I catch your show. I see you when you post it. He's like, that's really cool. Are you still live? And when he said that, I was like, geez, somebody knows I've been live, you know? So like that one was kind of cool. But in general, I think if I walk down the street and like everybody's bothering you that would be after a while, I could understand why. Like I see Justin Bieber on some videos where he's like, how long is this going to last? And I'm like, I wonder how bad it must be for him to say that, you know? He's like a cool kid. He's a cool kid. You know what I mean?
I say it this way. If we can be a know somebody, a few people know us, and everybody else just kind of looks at us funny, like we're familiar. That's where I want to be. I don't want to be, you know, like Michael Jordan can't go anywhere without somebody asking for a signature.
Yeah, he can't go anywhere.
I don't want to get there.
What's tough about people like a Michael Jordan or Kevin Durant or like Wilt Chamberlain when he was around is they're so big, like you can't miss them. You know what I mean? Like if you're someone like you or me, like I'm 6 feet tall. So here's a good example. If for some reason I was able to have that be an issue, which I don't think it would be, but if it ever was an issue for me, you guys know based on the fact that I'm this guy, sometimes, and I've got wigs everywhere. You're pretty sure you'll never know me again. I'll just be around, but you won't know it's me. I'll have like the best wig guy, and like I'll be showing up as freaking Pink Panther everywhere I go. Exclusive, you know. And I would make this is where this show would take a whole new dynamic. If that became an issue, I would literally shoot TV shows as me as different characters and acting, see how I'm treated in public. You know what I mean? Like it would become something. Like this is always about, there's a show there. There's a show within that, you know?
Hey, I'm going to have to go here in a minute.
Hey,
but
brother.
I got to tell you something. The first time I did stand up, I had 2 sets. The first set I was scheduled for. The second one, I was filling in for somebody that didn't show up, and they didn't give me a notice. So I didn't show up with enough material to do two sets.
So, just talk your way through it?
I said, what do y'all want me to talk about? And there's this group sitting right dead center, a bunch of single guys at the table, and one of them said pregnant women. And I took off, and I did a 45-minute set. I got applauded, and I got a bonus check for that night.
That's awesome.
So if you can take off and start making fun of pregnant women in the middle of a mixed crowd and get people to laugh, folks, anybody listening to Mark and I right now, there is nothing that you can't do. You just have to start.
Just have to start. You got to go. That's so true. Guys, this is Raven on with us, our brother Raven Kiefer. Raven, thanks for the call, brother. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you again and having you on. We're going to do that the Zoom call soon. Hopefully we'll get you on for that as well. And
Appreciate it.
We're going to create a film together. All right, brother. We love you. Take care, okay? Be good, buddy. So, guys, Raven called in. How cool. Yeah, in general, you know, I think that this is another just side note that when you are down on yourself or you start questioning whether or not you are able to do something, you know, that's one of the reasons why I've shown up for 1,100 days in a row and gone for 2+ hours, is I want you to know that everything is possible. I'm pretty sure that every single person watching right now would say, no, you can't go 2 hours a day for 1,100 days in a row, 3 years in a row, Mark, 3 Christmases, 3 Easters, 3 birthdays for your wife, your kids, for your birthday, 3 years in a row, 2 hours. No, you can't, Mark. No one can do that, Mark, that has a family and has. No, you can when the world requires something like that to be done. When a challenge needs to be accomplished, someone's going to do it. I always talk about the word impossible. The word impossible is one of the earliest lies in the dictionary. When we read the word impossible, we're just reading it incorrectly. We're missing a space and we're missing an apostrophe. That word is I'm possible. And when you see anything that seems impossible, take that apostrophe, drop it after the I, throw a space between the M and the P, and remember that that thing's telling you I'm possible. And somebody's going to walk along and say, yep, that thing's possible. And they're going to do it. So why not be the person who sees the possibility? The only thing that's impossible is getting back to true self once you've given up. It's like, I think that's impossible. Once you give up, that's total failure. When you give up on self, it's very hard to come back and find any sense of happiness. So, drive towards your goals. Get out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to fail. Failure is not just necessary, it's mandatory. That is the only thing that should be mandatory. Not that you put something in that nobody knows about yet. Failure is mandatory in order to be successful. If you sit on the sidelines, you will be a failure. A real failure. Go out there and try something and come home with a pit in your stomach. It didn't work out. I didn't get the gig. I didn't get the job. She didn't like me. They didn't want to hire me for that job. Whatever it is. Take that negative, turn it into a positive. That's fuel for your tank. I used to say, when someone sends negativity to me, like, it's all energy, guys. It's all energy. That's why we were talking with Zini and I were talking yesterday when I say about trolls and stuff. Like, they think the effect they're going to have on me is that they're going to get me to quit, or they're going to get me to be like, oh, and get like down on myself and get in my head. But the reality is they're fuel. They fuel the friggin' hell out of me. Whenever I see a troll show up here, I'm like, man, I'm on to something. I'm on to something when a troll shows up to a positivity platform without a script, creating live songs and live comedies, and they're trying to troll me. I know I'm doing something right. So in a way, I think there's two types of human beings. There are people who are triggered by stuff like that, and then all of a sudden they get in their heads and their hearts, and they're like, I don't think. And there are people who say they smile when they see people who are idiots because they think, I don't know. You know what it is? It's a self-conscious thing because you either are secure in what you do is the thing you should be doing, or you're doing stuff where you should be like, I don't know if I should have done that. I'm not sure if I was, maybe I shouldn't have wrote that song. Or they happen so naturally that it is not something that's forced. And when something happens naturally, there's nobody on this planet, nobody walking this planet that could tell me it's bad. And for me to believe it. That's something that every troll should know about this show. If we're in the middle of watching one of my movies, we're in the middle of watching a comedy, we're in the middle of watching a piece of music that was written live here, and someone tries to go after me or go after my content, I laugh. And I take that negativity and I use it as fuel. And I literally say to myself, man, these people they love to hate how good this is. Because the moment can't be bad. The moment brings us so much possibility. And if you allow it to happen and then you're reviewing something that has such an impact like that, seeing someone say something so off color just seems almost as silly as this entire ordeal we've been living through for the last 2 years. I want to point to Exhibit A on the screen. Why are so many V'd people getting the CV lately? Well, that's interesting. Let's see what the AP has to say. A couple of factors are at play. You know, I love when they start it with a couple of factors are at play. It's a little different than get it and you won't get it, because that's what I heard from the Prez until about 3 weeks ago. Dr. Fraudchi, I think you said it about last week. Let's see. A couple of factors are at play, starting with the emergence of the highly contagioso moronic variant. Thank you very much. That was a Raven hookup right there with the moronic variant. It's a real thing. Moronic is more likely to infect people. How freaking true is this, guys? Even if it doesn't make them very sick. Oh, okay. Its surge coincided with the holiday travel season in many places. But hold on, I want to review that one more time. The moronic strain is more likely to infect even though it doesn't make them very sick. Hold on, not. So you don't get very sick from it, right? We all are getting it. You don't get very sick from it. Let's go out and get the bugaboo. But wait, you just said at the beginning that Omi is more contagioso, and that's why it does such a great job getting around your protections, right? Let's see what the other one says. Oh, people might mistakenly think that People might mistakenly think that CV vaccines will completely block infection. Why would they think that, I wonder, AP? Why would they mistakenly think that CV-19 vaxes will completely block infection? I don't know. I can't figure that one out. Like, why would they think that? Why would they think it completely blocks it? Doesn't make any sense, because you don't see that in the news, that if you get it, you won't get it. You don't see the guy who runs the CDC come out and say, if you get it, you won't get it. You don't see the guy who goes, look, my Aunt Judy told me if you get it, you won't get it. They never said that. So then the people might mistakenly think. They just did it on their own. They mistakenly thought it on their own. Don't you know? But these bugaboos were mainly designed to prevent severe illness. I'm going to walk away now. Really? What are we talking about here? You kidding me? I'm doing it. You the thing over here. Oh, you won't get it if you get it. Okay, then what is this?
well, people are mistakenly AP, BS. Another mainstream fake news national choir media station right there. The AP used to be where you get the truth. No. Did you see that? A couple of factors are at play, starting with the emergence of this new thing, the moronic, The moronic is more likely to infect people. Why? You created something that apparently was supposed to stop. No. No, people might mistakenly think that it was designed to stop it. But no, it was mainly designed to prevent severe illness. Wait a second. When did that become a thing? Yesterday? 3 weeks ago, I think it was. Before that, Fraudschi. Go get the bugaboo so you don't get it. You need to get it so you don't get it. How is he not fact-checked for saying that over and over and over, and then they have the nerve to blame the people for mistakenly thinking something? Oh, there's our first news story of the day. Oh, it's crazy, guys. We're doing it. We're dealing with it, though. Crazy world situation. People just changed. Oh, let's move the goalposts here. Oh, my goodness. Did you guys hear about this? This is interesting. Just this weekend, football player gone mad. Look, it happened. What are we going to do about it? He's there. He's not enjoying the fact that his team's not doing well, And he's like, I'm just going to run across the field with my shirt off. He did it, And then they fired him. They're like, we don't need a guy like this. Why is this? I don't need this stupid ad. Realtor.com ad in it. What are they doing to me here? All right, that didn't work. All right, I don't know why that's not working. Let's see if we can try it again. Are you working, lady? No, it's not. So Antonio Brown apparently resurfaced after taking his shirt off and running across the football field. When he did it, he was like, peace out, yo. And then everybody was like, whoa, what do you think about that? And his coach was like, he's done. He's freaking done. He's no longer a buck. I said, ooh, they got rid of him. They don't need any more bucks like that. We don't need a guy like that on the Bucks, running across the street. He's streaking the field, half streaker. He's a half streaker, It's rude. It's rude to be a half streaker on the Bucks, He's going buck naked, almost half buck naked. He was a half buck naked. That's what it should have been. Like, why am I the guy thinking of the perfect byline for that story? Half buck naked. Just had to be the Renaissance man to think of the half buck naked line. Nobody used it, Oh, goodness. When you're killing it, you're coming up with a byline like half buck naked. Where's Joe Buck? Yeah, Joe Buck. Look, it's Joe Buck in the studio with the half buck naked. Yeah, it's perfect. He's Joe Buck naked. I don't know. We're coming up with good stuff here for Joe Buck, But when Antonio Brown, he did a 4.3 across the touchdown, 4.3. They're like, oh, you know what? St. Louis is like, we'll hire him. They need a 4.3 guy. They want a guy who do a 4.3. I get it. They don't want to slow wide out, But he's got an attitude issue, with the shirt off, doing the half buck naked situation. I would really be careful when it comes to Antonio Brown and his half buck naked situation. He's going to scare somebody. And they'd be like, oh my goodness, he's half buck naked. Yeah. No, he's no longer a buck. He's just half naked now. They got rid of the buck. He's done. They're like, he's no longer a buck. They said, yeah, but he ran across the field half buck naked. No, he was half naked. He's no longer a buck. Oh, they scratched it off. Half naked. They were ready to go with the byline, half buck naked, until the coach fired him, and they said half naked. And it's stupid. They should have just gone with it. Better line, right? Half buck naked. Just take the K off. We're good. Now they're getting it. It makes sense. Oh, that's right. Buccaneers. When you got gold for the writers at AP and they come out with, the people mistakenly believed. Oh, yeah. We must have just gotten that one in our dreams, right? Oh, it's going to be good. It's going to stop it. 95%. Oh, wait a second. So the whole time you said 95%, what was that? Oh, well, that was that you 95% chance that you won't get really sick. Oh, when did you change that? Oh, last week. Red flag after red flag, yeah, yeah, yeah. You got more red flags than a friggin' football game in England. You know, they got red flags around the whole pitch, I think, in England, because England's red sometimes. They got a red-blue situation. Red flags. Maybe we should have gone with China. China's got red flags everywhere. Got a red China world situation going, President Xi-Hole. He came out to the field, yeah. He's looking at everybody. They're like, oh, my God, it's President Xi-Hole. What Xi-Hole is he going to speak out of? That's what they're wondering. Which one's he going to speak out of? He's going to do an Ace Ventura? Is he coming out there with, oh, look, Xi-Hole's speaking to us normally. Is he coming out? He's doing, and he's doing a, Ace Ventura, President Xi-Hole, situation. It's always a question. We're never really sure which Xi-Hole is going to show up. But we are sure it's always going to be a friggin' Xi-Hole, Like, did we get the good? There's no good Xi-Hole. You get the Xi-Hole that's here or the one that's there. I think his name is the same, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're dealing with it. You're doing it. You're saying, do I really have to, go and shake hands with the Xi-Hole? You don't know where that hand's been, Did it go into that Xi-Hole or this Xi-Hole, It's a lot to handle, especially like when you spoke to his number 2 and you're like, did he wash his Xi-Hole? And they're like, oh, wait, did he brush his teeth? No, does he clean? Like, where was that hand? What Xi-Hole did he touch? When he was eating, did he put the right hand in the Xi-Hole or the left hand in the other? Like, what are we doing here? I want to make sure when I do a shakeroo with the President Xi-Hole situation that I'm not touching anything, Xi-Hole-ish. Oh my goodness, fam and friends. Did we do it again? Of course we did. It's 2:30. I've got to get going to my appointment. But I do want to say this is going to be our new routine, a midday show. I don't know if it will always just be a midday show. I think we'll still do our night show like we've been doing. And I'm out of my mind already, a little kitty. But you know what? We have to continue with the improv. If I don't allow the improv to fly, then we get nowhere. Like 2 days ago, we did this thing on one of these not trolls, but it's like spammers that comes in and talks about some like smutty websites. And their name was like Hucknug. I did like 30 minutes on Hucknug. It was the craziest thing. I was like, you're not going to bring your Hucknug? And like, make sure you lay it down when you change your tire. And then the other guy's using a Hucknug for his circus, which was crazy. He had the overhang for the circus so he could bring in the... where the hell does this stuff come from? Where does this stuff come from? Oh my goodness. Let me just say good afternoon to each and every one of you. Remember, this is day 1,100 in a row. I will be back this evening for part 2 where we get this line open. We start making more phone calls. And remember, the concept here is that this is the radio call-in helpline. And you call in with your problems and Peter Bishop helps you. I'm still wondering whether or not I want to be Peter Bishop or be myself and just be like the goofy, Channel 7 news guy and do it that way. Mark Pires, Channel 7 News, 102.7, Mark Pires, 102.7 situation. And we're taking calls, helpline. We've got all the answers. Your kid fell. Wipe him off. Tell him to get back out there. You know what I mean? Oh, my kid broke his foot yesterday. Did you wrap it? Okay, good. Why is he still crying? Put him back out there until he comes back with more breaks. I don't want to hear a thing. All right? We're doing it. That's the best advice for the day. Anyway, fam. So we'll figure out how that's going to go later on for Avon's Equal Opportunity. We'll figure out how that goes. Anna Treos, thank you so much for your donation. And Tiffany also. Let me see who else may be with us. Cheryl Niles, Kitty Cat, Pamela Swan, Raven Kiefer, S. Coop, Zine. So good to see you, Zine. And I want to also say to Anna Treos, I hope you recover quickly. Anna's dealing with the bugaboo situation, and we need her to get better quickly, guys. So send your love and light to Anna Treos, and we hope that she recovers very quickly. And if it's true that this moronic strain that they're talking about, well, people are moronic, and that's the one thing. Like, here's the other thing I just want to quickly say. The SARS-2 thing, that stands for severe, what is it called?
severe acute respiratory, okay? Acute respiratory means you can't breathe anymore. You're getting this thing, this moronic, apparently is like getting a cold or a flu. What are we talking about these SAR thing then still? It's not the same thing. That one was strain 1 through 3 or 4 or 5, but now we're hopefully from here on out we're dealing with, weaker strains is the hope. It seems like we're hopefully going to be in that position, but who the heck knows? Just make sure you join me tonight, guys. Tell the world, day 1,100 in a row. So, until later. Lori, awesome to see you. Anna, Cheryl, Kitty, Lori, Pamela, Raven, S. Coop, and Zinni. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. I love you guys. I'll see you tonight. You got to go away. Yeah. Until tomorrow, fam. Well, till